Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to be talking about something slightly different than what we usually do. Instead of meditation, I am going to be talking about how my journey was making a YouTube channel, the challenges that I faced, the things that I've learned, how I've grown, and just a little bit of an overview of from where I started and where I am now. So I hope you enjoy this video, and without further ado, let's jump straight into it. I do want to talk about how I felt at the beginning versus how I feel now. Before I even started my YouTube channel, I was quite terrified, I would say. I didn't know how I would sound on camera. I didn't know how I would look. I didn't know what I would say and whether people would even watch my videos. But over time, I felt like all of these self-insecurities and that self-consciousness just kind of got away over time. The more videos I posted, the more I could see where I could improve, the more I could see what I needed to say and what people would actually want from my content. I asked myself a lot, okay, if I was watching this video, would I stay and watch my own video right now? And a lot of the time the answer was no, but that's also okay because I am still learning. And by each video that I posted, I did see that I became better and better. So this is something that I do want to continue and that I do want to keep on posting every single week or every single month or so. But the goal is for me to be consistent. I will continue to make YouTube videos and I will continue to stay consistent with this because I truly do believe that if you keep trying and you never give up, you'll be surprised by what you can accomplish. Moving on to the biggest challenges that I face. So for me, and even right now, I still see that my biggest challenge is rambling. Sometimes I feel like it's too quick to end on one sentence. I try to add a bunch of different things and I try to fill in certain blank moments or just knowing what to say. So although I did have a couple of notes and a script like how the course has told us to prepare for videos, there are times where I still rambled even in my notes. So that is something for me to improve on and was one of the biggest challenges that I faced. Another challenge was also just showing my face. I've never really done videos like this before and I'm not used to hearing my voice and seeing myself. It just felt really weird. But I would say by the 4th to 5th video, I then kind of got used to it and I'm much more comfortable now talking to the camera than I would have been on my first video. So those were the two main challenges that I had faced. The favorite video that I made was actually the one talking about karma, because I would say that the previous two videos kind of helped me put my thoughts in place and kind of structure how I would conduct this video. And over time, when I started working on karma, I felt like I had a little bit more of a better structure and a little bit more of conciseness. So I really enjoyed talking about karma as well because it's also showing what I've learned and it's a recommendation. It's something that I was passionate about. And don't get me wrong, I was also passionate about the other 3 or 2 videos that I did before karma. But I really did enjoy talking about that topic, just sharing my thoughts on a particular book that I read. That was one of the best videos in my opinion, making and filming. Moving on to the skills that I've improved and areas that I want to continue developing is definitely communication and articulation. This is something that's really big for me because I've always struggled to communicate my thoughts clearly. I've always struggled to explain something in a way that people can understand because my thoughts are just all over the place, and although I know it in my mind, it doesn't always translate well when I try to voice it or communicate it to people. So one of the things that having a YouTube channel helped is to structure my thoughts, pick out the most important bits and to keep it concise. So that is something that I really enjoyed working on whilst I was making all these videos. Also just you know, having that camera presence, looking at the camera, having a good pitch and so on. I really did enjoy working on that part of myself. That is the main improvement that I will continue to do and that I want to improve in the future as well. I've also really enjoyed video editing. Although it is long and it can be a little bit tedious at times, I did really like the end result, the satisfaction that you get from creating a video. For me, that was an extra skill that I've learned. You know, just watching YouTube videos, I'm like, oh, that's quite a nice video, but I never really knew of the work that went behind it. So now that I do know, I appreciate YouTube videos much more because I know how much work goes into it. I know how it can be tedious. For a lot of the experienced YouTubers out there, they probably have their own video editing team, but I still learn to appreciate because that team do put a lot of efforts in it, and it helps me to get ideas of what I can do in my next video and so on. Communication and video editing skills were the two main skills that I saw I wanted to continue improving. Finally, for the plans moving forward with YouTube, I want to continue posting videos, I want to stay consistent, and I want to continue sharing the journey that I've been through on meditating. I want to share my emotions and my thoughts because for me, meditation has really helped me. It's gotten me out of a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. I remember I was going through a tough time in my life where I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know where I was going. I had almost no purpose. Honestly, meditation has gotten me out of that. Meditation has given me a purpose. Meditation has given me something to work towards. Don't get me wrong, I do love my life and I am very grateful for it. I have a family, friends and so on. I'm surrounded by really good people and really loving and caring people. So the people around me weren't the problem, it was just me. I didn't know what I wanted and where I was going, but meditation gave me a direction. Meditation made me self-aware, made me more conscious. It helped me look at the world, and not just myself, the world in a very different sense. I started to understand what the universe is for, and of course I've never come to a conclusion because no one really knows the end of the universe, why it's there, why we're here. It's like a continuous journey to find these things out. Every single day you'll find something new. You'll feel like you've never finished learning. Essentially, I now know a lot more about my existence, about the universe's existence, and you know, how the universe knows that I'm here. It's really helped me in terms of all of these things. And whenever something happens to me, I know that it's happening for a reason. I'm not blaming anyone and I'm not looking to question anyone or anything. I just accept it. I've learned so much over time about being present, about being mindful, about being loving, about being caring, about why it's so important to help others, about why you shouldn't always wait for something in return when you help someone. You know, just doing something unconditionally without expecting anything. That is also such a beautiful feeling that I can't explain, but I've managed to experience that because of meditation, because I decided to be more selfless. And I'm very grateful for this journey and for having known more about meditation and yoga. And my goal here is to share this with people. I do want people to not give up if they've considered meditating. I want to encourage people to keep doing and trying meditation. I want them to understand what it can do to you. And of course, I'm in no position to force anyone, or I'm not trying to brainwash anyone, but it's just to say that it can really change your life. Meditation can do you wonders. So that is the reason why I even started to do a YouTube channel. If people around the world, whether they be in Africa, whether they be in India, whether they be in Malaysia, wherever they are, they can look at this video and actually feel my emotions and hear me out of what I have to say in terms of meditation. So yes, that is it for today's video. So thank you so much for listening to the reasons of why I decided to go through this challenge and the journey that I've had to go through whilst making this YouTube channel, and the challenges and the strength and the skills that I've developed. I have learned so much. So if you are thinking to do a YouTube channel, I would strongly recommend it, because one of the conclusions that I've come to is, even if no one watches my content, I do feel more at ease knowing that I've tried, knowing that I've put myself out there, and the skills that I've gained are honestly invaluable. They will come in handy to me in every areas of my life, whether it be communicating at work, communicating with friends, explaining certain things. So I'm just very grateful for the opportunity and to have found this course. If you are thinking about it, I would strongly encourage you to just do it. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.